Hello guys and girls, welcome back to my channel, Vince Prince 3D. Now, first off, I'd like to say I'm really sorry for leaving it 2 weeks before I get round to doing this, but I've been very, very busy. I'm a new dad with twin baby boys, so obviously you can understand that takes up a huge amount of my time. They're away for a couple of days, so I'm playing. Right, so there's a few things that I wanted to show you today. Some prints that I've been doing, and quite an interesting project I've been asked to do. First thing, I got a phone call a couple of weeks ago, just after I had uploaded my first video. It was from a friend of mine, and he says that his brother is absolutely mad about Star Wars, and he wanted me to do him a 3D print. So I thought, why not? You know, the guy's done so much for me, I couldn't say no. So I printed one of these. Let that get into focus. The Millennium Falcon. It's a lovely print. It turned out very, very well. Extremely well detailed. I'll pop the links for this in the below. You can go and go and have a look at that. Maybe download the file yourself. I think this particular print has been done to death, really. People are printing this all over. Obviously, you know, with Star Wars out, I'm actually going to the premiere myself. Hence the reason some of these other prints that I've done. Now, this one I'm very, very pleased with. It's another Star Wars themed print, but I'm very, very pleased with this one. It's printed from ABS, and as you can see, there are no lines in this print. And the reason being is because I vapor smoothed this with acetone. Now, I'm going to do a little video on vapor smoothing with acetone, a safe way to do it. I've seen quite a few videos on YouTube, which I've got to say you should not do. Acetone mixed with air is highly explosive. Now, we don't want more reports in the paper of printers starting fires or anything, so I'll show you a video on how to do that safely without the risk of causing a fire or explosion. Another print I did. I've been playing an online game for the past, well, since 2004. It's pretty much the only game I play. I've never found anything that came quite close to it. You may have heard of it, EVE Online. It's a massive multiplayer game set in space with thousands and thousands and thousands of people in a single shard universe. It's a long, hard game to get into, but my god, it is an amazing game. Got to give it a try. If you have a PC, that is. Now, this is one of the ships from EVE Online. It's a lot of you who've played the game will immediately recognise this as the Raven. You find a lot of people, if they join the Caldari race, they cannot wait to get into one of these ships. You know, they're just trading skill after skill after skill. They pretty much miss everything else and just jump straight into this ship, and then realise that they can't use the weapons. More Star Wars theme, yes. So we have one of these. I think they call that a TIE Fighter, don't they? Yeah. Still got to put that together, and there we go. So I'll still need to put that together and paint, but that will be nice. And I'm going to pick the camera up for this because I shan't be bringing all of these over. So down here we have a large number of cufflinks, again all Star Wars themed. Yoda. Yeah, so we have quite a few cufflinks there. Yoda's, Darth Vader, Stormtrooper. My idea was to print out a load of these and just chuck them into the crowd just before the film starts, and see if I can start a scramble of people chasing after Star Wars themed cufflinks. Whilst in here, I'd like to show you a really handy tool that anybody who owns a 3D printer should have. That's a set of digital calipers. I got these off of the Amazon website, and they were very cheap. I think I paid £7 for these, £6 or £7. You can't go wrong with that. You know, they're actually quite accurate, and a very, very handy tool. So I was just saying, I printed this, and then whilst printing this and getting ready to package this, I came up with another project, and that came about because I needed to post that. We've all come across a problem where you post something and it gets broken in the post, so the way I see it is up to us to make sure said item can't be broken in the post. So I made some packaging to go around this, which you'll see later on in the video, and I made myself a hot wire cutter as well. I 3D printed the parts for the hot wire cutter, got a piece of wood, and Bob's your uncle. I'll do another video about that, how to make your own hot wire cutter as well. That'll be the next video, I think. Here is another print. He's not finished yet, still needs painting, but a nice little print there. Another project I'll be doing a video on shortly as well is how to 3D print and build your very own radio controlled speedboat. Now this is a hack project. This will involve you buying yourself a very cheap radio controlled car, taking out the parts from inside that, and then using those parts inside your boat, printing things like your boat and right down to your propeller, and using that to pass on to somebody as a very nice little radio controlled boat. Now, I'm sure you're aware radio controlled boats are quite expensive. This was going to cost around £10, if that. So it depends. You may even have an old radio controlled car floating around your house that you could take apart. I really do like to take things apart myself. If I see anything electrical that's ready to go out the door, I always think to myself, is there something in there that I could use? You know, why buy it when you've got the parts there? You know, take them out. This leads me on to another project that I have lined up. Okay, so in here we have another delivery from Amazon. It is from Open Source Electronics. Inside here we have an Arduino Uno. This isn't the original Arduino, but it's a cheap copy. I think I paid £7 for that. Not bad going. The reason for getting the Arduino is I'm looking to build my own 3D printer from scratch. And I had an idea of doing it as much as possible out of recycled parts. Quite often I've been to the dump, and there you'll see piles and piles of printers and God knows what else. So I thought to myself, well, why not take those stepper motors from those printers and see if I could make myself a little mini 3D printer. Not for printing ABS, just for printing PLAs of a cold bed, but a nice small printer, that could just run off lots of little parts. And then in future video as well, I should also be talking about this 123D design. This is the software I use most for creating 3D models. We'll be going through various 3D modeling software that you can use, CAD software, and we'll be talking about those and seeing which one might suit you. Okay, and we shall also be doing a video about my printer, the One-How i3. I've had the version below this one, and now I have this one, and we'll be doing an unboxing of that and a little discussion on the pros and cons of this printer to its previous model, the One-How i3. And then furthermore we have another little project which I shall be doing a video on, Star Wars themed again, as it's all about Star Wars at the moment. I may as well jump on that bandwagon. Now, I've always loved the little mouse droid from Star Wars. When I saw these plans on Thingiverse, I had to download them and start printing them off. So obviously we know what this is, but it's printed out. You just print out lots and lots of little parts. You'll end up putting the whole thing together. I'm going to go a little step further with mine. I'm going to chuck Arduino in mine as well. We'll have it radio controlled, and we'll also stick some audio in there, so when the droid drives, you get the familiar noises. So now we've got that little bit of an introduction and a little catch up of some of the things that I'm going to be doing. Let's get on to what we're doing this week.
Okay, so here we've got Cura. This is the 3D slicing software that I prefer to use myself. As you can see, you can zoom in, pan around, check your model out. It has a number of features. If you look over here, if we go down to the slice mode, just let it build up the picture. These are individual slices. You can see inside the model here. This is how the printer works. So if you imagine the nozzle following those lines, those blue lines, and individually layering down a line of plastic, just going over it again and again and again until you're left with a three-dimensional object. That little blue line you see there, they are the support structure for the model. So back to the normal view. One last little look. Okay, over here is where you'll put all your individual settings, and these will go into a little more detail later on. So next what I'll do is I'll save that to my SD card and transfer that over to my printer.
So guys, I can't thank you enough for joining me here on my channel. If you like what you see, please don't forget to subscribe and hit that like button if you can. It really helps me to get these videos out there. Thank you very much again, and I hope to see you in the next video.